is being started, and from this diagram we have already considered the 4 possible initial sequence A, B, C, D, right? Okay. So I'm just showing you the one initial sequence A, and you have to draw the whole possibility like B, C, D, or you can say you can also show that only one initial condition. Okay, you don't have to show the all possible initial condition, that means A, B, C, D, but it is possible. Okay, there is a possibility. It is the provision. There is a provision to make it make all the initial condition to be considered. So A, B, C, D. So first of all, how to make this table? So this is A, the initial condition. So as you can see, the upper arrow and the down arrow. So there is 2 type of arrow. One is broad line, or you can say the bold line actually. So at the bold line and at the dotted line. So one is the bold line and one is the dotted line. So dotted line is basically used for input 1. As same as before, the input and the output will be written above the direction arrow. So you can see that this 0, so the upper arrow, this bold line is used for 0, input 0, and the dotted line is used for input 1. Okay. So this is A. So you can compare with the tree also. If you see that this is my tree, this was my tree. So from A is the initial state. This arrow is for the 0 input. So, and this is the output, corresponding output, and this output is I'm taking from this table, this 0 0, right? So okay, so this is my initial state, and this is the output, and this is the input, 0 and 0 0. So here the possible state transition, when I'm considering the present initial state as 0 0, is A and B. For 0 input, it will be A, and when I'm giving the 1 as the input, the present state 0 0 will be transmitted to the next state as B, which is 1 0. So in this way, I've just written this is ABCD and this is also ABCD. Okay, so this is my initial state. So if this is my initial state A, I'm giving 0 as input, so it will be transmitted to A as next state. And this bold line arrow is for the 0 input, and when I'm giving 1 as the input, then A will be transferred to the next state B. Okay, next state B. I hope you can understand that A is transmitted to A again when I'm giving input as 0, and A is transmitted to B when the input is 1. Again, as the tree code, that means code tree, Again, A from A, this is ABCD also, this is ABCD also, and this is ABCD also. And then at the second stage, this is to be considered as a present state. Okay, so A again converted to A and B, and from B the next state is, the possible next state is C and D. And what is the condition? 0 and 0 1. 0 is the input and 0 1 will be the output, and 1 and 1 0. So as I've told you that the dotted line is for the one input, that means input as 1, when I'm considering input as 1. So when I'm giving input as 1, B is converted to D. When I'm giving input as 0, B is converted to C. So you can see from the, I've already told you the previous lecture that A, the possible transition from A is A when the input is 0, A to B when the possible, when the input is considered as 1. From B, the possible transition is to C, and when the input is 0, and when I'm giving input as 1, B will be transferred to D. So in this way, if you follow that, here also A from A possible state, when I'm giving 0, it is converting to A. When I'm giving 1 dotted line, it's converting to B. So from A, the next state is AB. From A again, the next state is AB, and from B, the next state is CD. As you can see from the table, that B from the B, the next state is CD, right? So here also from B, the next state is C and D. So C, when B will be converted to C when the input will be 0, okay, and the corresponding output is 0 1. As you can see from the table that when B is converted to C, when the output is 0 1 and the input is 0. So that is basically written here, that when 0 is the input and 0 1 is the output, then the B will be converted to C. When 1 is the input and 1 0 is the output, that means when 1 is the input and 1 0 is the output, then B will be converted to D as the next state. So here it is written that 1 is the input and 1 0 is the output, and B is converted to D. Now this is my present state, right? So this is my present state. So from A, it is converted to A and B. For 0, you can see that so you can see that from A, this is A and B. I'm just magnifying it. It will be easier to understand that if you see that at third stage, that means at T3, okay, at T3, A is converted again to A and B. This is 0 and 1. B is converted to C. Okay, B is converted to C and D. When B is converted to C, when 0 input is there, and when one input is there, then B is converted to D. Then again from the C, so you can see that at this stage, that means at this T1 stage, at T1 stage, that means the first time instant, the initial state is A. It may be B, it may be C, it may be D.